We got ourselves another dev talk, talking about weapon XP changes, prestige icons, mastery camo changes, and of course, the Zombies HUD. First things first, they get asked about overclocking in multiplayer and more importantly, weapon leveling. And they confirm that weapon leveling is going to be faster in Black Ops 7 than it was in Black Ops 6. I know I heard a complaint in Black Ops 6 that people would get like the gold camo before their weapon was even fully leveled up. Personally, I kind of think that's a good thing because the weapon XP system was completely independent of the camo grind. That was one of the single most tedious things about the camo grind in the past, and I'm assuming Black Ops 7 is going to work in the same way where they're independent, so I don't really care. But with the addition of weapon prestiging and those prestige attachments, I know people are going to really want those attachments and they're going to want to level up as fast as they can. Luckily, weapon XP tokens are carrying over from Black Ops 6, so I think this is an overall great thing. And for the multiplayer people, they say the overclock earn rates are going to be more consistent. Don't know exactly what that means, but I know overclocking was, I would say, a little slow, but it was a beta, so I didn't really have that big of an issue with it. Next up, they show the first 3 prestige icons. Here they are. I think they look pretty solid. Treyarch always has this more cartoony style, action hero-y style of prestige icons, and I think these look fine. Now here is relatively big news. The question is asked, will we have to complete a challenge to unlock the final mastery camo on each individual weapon again? So you know how in Black Ops 6 Zombies, you get your gold, you get your opal, you get your afterlife, and then you have to go through each and every single weapon to unlock Nebula on it. That was, I believe, unique specifically to Black Ops 6 because all of the other games since Modern Warfare 2 2022, once you hit that third tier of mastery camo, so in Black Ops 6 that would be afterlife, once you completed afterlife on all of the guns, it would automatically unlock that final mastery camo on every single weapon. That's how Borealis worked in Modern Warfare 3, that's how Orion worked in Modern Warfare 2, and that is how it's going to work in Black Ops 7. They confirmed we are not going to need to do that 4th tier of challenge. That is going to make the camo grind go a lot faster in terms of full completion, and they say it's going to be more satisfying, which I completely understand. So for zombies, we're going to get our golden dragon, then our bloodstone, that'll be our 2nd tier, and then tier 3 is going to be that sick doomsteel. And once we get doomsteel on all of the different guns, it is going to automatically unlock infestation on every single weapon. Personally, I kind of liked having the Nebula challenge because it made you go back and use literally every single gun again, and it almost felt like a victory lap. Like, all right, this is the last challenge, here we go, and then you get to put Nebula on it yourself for each individual weapon. But I also see that it is kind of redundant. Like, we're 4 tiers into this. I think people are going to enjoy, even though I like myself a good bit of a grind. Next up, they talk about badges. If you don't remember, there are badges for, I guess, literally everything in Black Ops 6, where once you use it a certain number of times or get a certain amount of kills with it, you will get these badges that kind of rank up as you get other badges. They say that they are going to give completion rewards for people who make it all the way through these badges. I don't know exactly what that looks like. I kind of like I love the badges system. I just kind of think they're too easy. Like, I feel like I blew through all of the badges in like one game of using whatever the item was. So I'd like to see maybe that be a little bit longer, but overall, I think that is fantastic. And with that in mind, be sure you're subscribed because I plan on releasing a brand new Black Ops 7 Zombies weapon camo tracker. Just like I did in Black Ops 6, I got lots of great feedback for that. And I'm dedicating right now in front of you, I want to get a page on there for all of these badges too. I said I was going to do it last year. I got too overwhelmed with Black Ops 6, but I'm going in super focused in Black Ops 7. We're going to get it done. Now, for those of you who haven't seen, this is the camo tracker I have, and this is going to be for Black Ops 7 for multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, and now campaign. They do confirm that the challenge tracker is going to make a return. We're going to be able to see multiple challenges. We're going to be able to pin multiple challenges and scroll through, I think they said 10 of them. And if you don't know, they did update this tracker in Black Ops 6 to show your previously used weapon or the weapon that you're currently using for its next camo challenge. And that works really well when it works. Overall, this is a great feature. It just needs to work. I've had so many bugs, so many glitches where it doesn't pin, it doesn't unpin. It actually doesn't show my currently held weapon and the next camo it does. If this works like they said it's supposed to, it's going to be great. They mentioned they're bringing back different rewards like calling cards. That's cool, I guess. And then they give us a sneak peek at the blueprint and the skin for Prestige 1. Here is the skin, which I think according to Ink Slasher is a reference to the Black Ops 2 campaign. Definitely feels very Black Ops. I think this works really well. And this is the weapon blueprint. Again, pretty subtle. I think this looks really clean. I'm not super into weapon blueprints though, so what do you guys think? Now, talking about Master Prestige, they are reintroducing titles. I think this was seen in Vanguard and only Vanguard. I can't really remember. And they're giving the ability for Master Prestiges to change their level color and to choose whatever title they want if they complete certain challenges. This sounds like more stuff to grind, little bit of tiny quality of life stuff. It's pretty nice. It's little details like this that makes me smile. It doesn't make or break the game, but it's pretty neat. But now, of course, let's talk about HUD themes and the Zombies HUD. HUD themes, if you don't know, they just stylize your HUD in a different theme, kind of box standard, and they show us the default Zombies theme, which is called Ethereum, and here it is. You can see it is just the HUD of Black Ops 7, but it's etherified. Now, before we get to how this actually looks, I want to remind you that you can turn off the minimap and the compass, and here is a screenshot of what that looks like. Between you and me, this is how I'm going to run the HUD. That's how I ran it in Black Ops 6. I liked it, and I like it here in Black Ops 7. What's interesting is that we are going to be able to use this Zombies preset in the campaign or multiplayer. And I know that sounds cheesy, but I kind of like that. Again, it's really small and stupid, kind of like the Master Prestige color, but I don't know. I think it's a good novelty. Now, before we talk about my final thoughts, they give us a look at the presets coming to Black Ops 7, and this is big because these presets are not like the themes. The presets are where everything is physically located. And here you can see all of the different interface layouts or presets. You can see that classic layout is the one that I run in Black Ops 6. Lots of people love that. So again, be sure to subscribe for my HUD layout preset settings video for Black Ops 7. That's definitely coming. But we've got all these different presets to choose from by default. And then from there, we have a long list of things that we can turn on and off. And right at the beginning, you can see right underneath HUD presets, there's scale. Hopefully this means the scale of the entire HUD, because I've seen people say, hey, this is too small, this is too big. So if they had a scale slider that made the HUD bigger or smaller, I think that would help a lot of people. There's just a straight up HUD visibility on or off toggle. And as we scroll down, we see some of our favorites. Medals and notifications we can turn on or off. The score feed we can turn on and off. Minimap, compass, score streak widget. Scrolling on down, we could turn off round numbers, the squad widget, gobblegums, and perks. And also in there, they've highlighted the mission tracker. Now, I really hope this turns off the orange indicators, not just for the HUD. I know this is probably going to turn off the HUD thing like on the top left hand of the screen that says like explore the town on Liberty Falls. But I saw a comment and it made me worry. They go through these HUD presets, they turn off the score streak and the mission tracker, but then in the gameplay they show of this HUD, there is still the orange indicator on the car. So yes, it doesn't have the top left HUD objective type text, but there is still the orange indicator, and that just made me nervous. So if Treyarch, if you're watching, if I turn off the mission tracker, I don't want to see those orange indicators in the map itself either. I really hope that's not the case, because what would be the point of turning off the mission tracker on your HUD but still having the orange indicator? That just doesn't make any sense. So I'm not going to waste too much energy on it. But again, while we're talking about this, it looks as though medals and notifications are still together, and I am going to campaign for this. We need to separate medals and notifications. I would love to see when I level up my weapon. I would love to see when I earn a gobblegum, but that doesn't mean that I want to see when the medals pop up. Those need to be separate. I mean, for crying out loud, we could turn off the round numbers and the perks. Why can't we separate medals and notifications? I understand there's probably under the hood stuff that makes it difficult, but we were able to do it in Black Ops 6. Granted, they probably didn't intend for it, but if you set the slider to 1, your medals and notification slider to 1, it would mean that you could see all of your XP, your weapon leveling up, your gobblegums, but you didn't have to deal with the medals. I see no reason why they shouldn't be separated. I'm going to campaign on this until it actually happens. I do also want to mention with this HUD, according to the blog post, we are going to have the ability to apply a custom color to our HUD that can be one of like 45 different basic colors, or a custom color menu with hue, saturation, and brightness sliders, including a place to put in a 6-character hex code for the exact color that you want. And if you don't like this specific HUD theme, there are going to be more HUD themes to choose from, hopefully at launch, and they say including some with familiar elements to those with a long appreciation of Call of Duty Zombies. Now, these HUD themes have been leaked. Personally, I've seen them. I think more than one of them looks pretty darn cool, and the fact that we can apply a custom color, I think is fantastic. But now let's go back to the HUD and talk about it. Like I said, I'm turning off the minimap, I'm turning off the compass, I'm turning off the damage numbers and health bars when I can, I'm turning off the score feed, and if I don't plan on using gobblegums, I'm probably going to turn those off too. And once I do that, looking at this HUD here, especially this edited one I have, I think it looks fine. I know, there's so many thoughts, there's so many emotions right now, and normally I would love to sit here and debate the pros and cons and be really nuanced. I genuinely try to be as balanced as I can while also giving my opinion, but I'm gonna let my biases show here, and I just gotta be transparent and honest with you. I do not have the energy to talk about the HUD anymore. This is fine. In Cold War, I wanted things to be customizable. We got that in Black Ops 6. We've got even like a customizable layout, which is even better than what I wanted. Then from Black Ops 6, we said, hey, can you zombify it a little bit? And here they've zombified it in terms of making it not just purple, but there's like literal lightning and etheric storms going on. And it's still small. It's still easily readable. It has all the information I want on it. And we're going to be able to change the color and have different themes. I'm at the point where anything else they do is just minor tweaks and details. Like, I agree with everybody. I agree with you. The weapon picture is very strange. I don't really know why it's there. It looks as though they could get rid of the weapon picture, put the field upgrade literally right there, and it would be even cleaner. Like, I agree 100%. That's what I would love to see, but I can't put into words how much this doesn't affect how I feel about the game. If anything, like I said, the fact that we can choose a different color, like you could do, I'm gonna play around with the colors. I might match my channel color. I might go with a nice bright white or a dark black, or maybe I'll change it depending on the map so it matches kind of the map, you know, like here in Ashes of the Damned, it's purple, so maybe it's purple, or maybe we contrast it with some yellow. And then maybe in Astra Malorum, I've heard that it's supposed to be kind of yellowish, so maybe we go with like a blood red or an orange type of thing. And maybe I change the theme depending on the map that I'm playing on to give it a little bit more spice. I don't know. It's all in my control. Like, I feel like a crazy person because I'm genuinely happy with this. And even with the qualms that I do have, like, I guess it's really just the weapon picture, it affects how I feel about the game so little that I don't have the energy to talk about it anymore. I'm curious what you guys are going to say, because you guys here on the channel are fantastic. I am so proud of the audience we've built. We can have these really well thought out conversations. We can disagree without being disrespectful towards one another. I get it if you want to see a different style in terms of like where things are positioned. Like if you like I said, there's criticism of the HUD, but I'm seeing people say like, oh my goodness, like these guys are so lazy, they're just slapping purple on this. Meanwhile, like, it's, first of all, it's not just purple. There's like literal assets with like lightning on it and storms and cloudiness, and there's different themes. I've seen the leaks of the themes. There's totally all these different themes. That's something we've been asking for since Black Ops 3, and they're gonna give us the ability to customize what things are on or off and where things are positioned. And I should say, hopefully those HUD themes aren't locked behind bundles or something. If there are some in bundles, I don't really mind, but like there's some of them that definitely shouldn't be behind bundles. If it's like prestige stuff, like that's fine. I just don't see how all of these options and all of these things is lazy. If anything, I kind of see it as the opposite, but I feel like I'm in the minority here. So I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about it. And in breaking news, this just happened as I was editing this video, Treyarch tweeted out this picture. For those of you who don't understand, this is showing the amount of points you're gaining from killing and shooting zombies. Very reminiscent of how it was back in the classic days of zombies, and people are very happy about this, as am I. This is a really good quality of life change. Now, the question becomes, is this only going to be for Cursed, or are we going to have some sort of option to have the score feed or whatever we're calling this thing in the bottom left like it is here in the regular standard mode? Obviously, you wouldn't get this flurry of like +10s because you're only awarded points on a kill in the standard mode, but the fact that it's here, at least in the Cursed mode with the classic point system, I think is a big win. And much like the separation of medals and notifications and the full removal of all objective indicators, I will of course ask if we can have this option in the standard mode too, if it's not already there. But overall, this is a good win. Once again, does it make this the best game ever? No, but it's a great quality of life improvement. Though if you are curious about what a clean HUD looks like without the minimap, without the compass, I actually have some Black Ops 7 gameplay with just that. Be sure to check it out here and stay beautiful.